We welcome Larry Walker inside Studio 42, newly elected Hall of Famer, and Ryan Dempster, who put that piece together. Ryan, outstanding work, a Canadian Baseball Hall of Famer. What motivated you that you felt like you had to put pen to paper for Larry Walker?
Well, you know, for us, for so many Canadians and Canadian athletes and kids dreaming to be a baseball player, that's the truth. You be a baseball player, it's like, oh man, no way, you're going to be a hockey player. You're from Canada, and Larry, you provided that inspiration for us. I was a teenager growing up. Larry was in the big leagues and dominating, and I'm like, oh, this is possible. This is something that could really happen, and I just wanted to say thank you for that, because those guys on that list and the guys that came after you and the next generation after that. It really was because you led the charge in that and gave us hope and aspirations to do the same thing.
Thanks, buddy.
So I have a story.
Awesome.
I have a story. Awesome. We had the same agents, and I remember as a young kid and coming to the big leagues, like Pat Rooney, my agent, used to talk a lot about Larry and would say what a great swing he had. And I just want to say I loved for many years watching your swing, and it was a joy to listen to the stories from Pat and just have that relationship. Even though we played against each other, you were always very well respected.
Wow. What a great way to come on the show. I'm going to grill you now.
I'm kidding. I got to tell you, though, to see such a meteoric rise for your candidacy to get into the Hall of Fame. What do you think changed the minds of the writers? You weren't playing any more baseball games.
Right.
And what did it mean to you to see such a strong push to get you in your 10th and final year on the ballot?
Well, obviously, you know what it means. It's a pretty an amazing phone call that comes through, and you hear that news. But these last few years have been incredible. Just to see maybe the analytical part of the game that's been pushed, the media, the internet stuff on the social media things. It's just I think a lot of things have pushed it along that way. And then to sit here and watch it, especially this year, I ain't gonna lie, I was glued to everything that was going on to try to find out what the percentage were, what the votes were, and where I was standing. It was fun to watch. The
tweet, Ryan, I saw what he was doing there. He was putting out the negative energy. Because it's like, you know what? I'm assuming I'm going to lose. No big deal. Thank you, everybody. He gave his concession speech on Twitter.
Yeah, I think it was incredible too. When you look at, you obviously have affinity for numbers, but a certain number, right? The number 33.
Yep.
And the original projections was 73.3% as they started going along, and then you just happened to get a bump up. 3.3% for that to go to 70 and to be the 333 member of the Hall of Fame. I mean, this is incredible.
That answers your question why it took 10 years. I wouldn't have been able to get to 333 if it came earlier. So we had to wait.
Yeah. You also talked about what this meant for the Colorado Rockies. At your press conference in New York City, you said that you were going to be a Rocky, that was going to be the logo. All the other teams will be obviously recognized on your plaque. But that organization, that city, Peter Gammon said it best, it broke the Colorado Coors Field curse. What your Hall of Fame election means to that organization and that fan base as well. What do you think?
Yeah, it was really exciting. And listen, a hard decision. I'm being a Canadian, playing in a Canadian city for the years I did. Some thought went into it, and then you talk with the Hall of Fame representatives to kind of come up what's the final decision going to be. And I think it's the right decision just for the body of work I had in Colorado and the awards and things I did there. Compared to Montreal, but trust me, being a Canadian, this doesn't change how I feel about my country and what I've been able to do for that country by getting enshrined.
So at 99, you hit 379, 37 home runs, 115 RBIs. I got to ask you, how well did you sleep that year? that is
pretty
seriously,
good, I guess.
That is truly amazing, because when you think about it, not only were you a great home run hitter, but you won 3 batting titles. And, you talked a little bit about, was there anything, coming up, you were a hockey guy, but was there anything, in the box at home plate you really focused on more than anything else?
I once sat down with the great Tony Gwynn and did a segment with him, and we talked hitting. And it was an episode that went on for about 45 minutes. And I think I spoke about actually hitting for about 5 minutes of it because my approach to hitting was so much different than Tony's. And he watched film and broke down his swing like that. I didn't watch film. You know, if I was going to put something in and watching my hitting, I was just going to watch me getting hits. And that's all I just watched. I didn't break it down, didn't do anything crazy like that. So, but now I'm rambling on. I've forgotten where I'm going to go with the whole thing. But it's just that I tried to make everything simple and you know, there's no confusion with me when you go up there. I grab the bat and it might be a different stance this at bat than it was the first one. You know, just it always changed to whatever felt comfortable.
Did you ever? I always feel like Hall of Famers, Jim being one of them, you guys are on a different level. You guys saw the game at a different speed than most people and were able to slow it down. Being a guy that hit for such great average and power, did you pick and choose? Like, did you go up there saying, wow, this guy's on today, I'm going to take my base hits the other way or my doubles in the gap and I'm going to try and stay inside the ball, and then you see somebody who's giving it up and you're like, all right, I'm going deep right here?
Well, I had a hitting coach when I first started playing, and I had to learn the game of baseball in the minor leagues, in instructional leagues, and I had a hitting coach, but maybe you guys have heard of him, named Ralph Rowe, going way back, and Ralph told me just one thing, and it was like, see the ball, kid, and hit the ball, and that's all you got to do, son. And I really never forgot that, because okay, well, the guy's going to throw it, I'm going to try to hit it. Why complicate it any more than what it is? And I really took that through my whole career, and like I said, everything after that was just on comfort, how I feel at the plate today, which bat am I going to grab? You know, the bat would change too, so.
You just always kept it simple. You had a great career, so simple that if there are 3 outs, you're going to give the ball to a fan. You now have, I think, the kindest baseball blooper in history. It's the
you know
kindest,
where this is going, right?
It is the kindest baseball blooper ever, right?
Yeah, it's talked about more than pretty much anything else I've done in my career. This play right here.
But if you're going to have a blooper that lives on forever.
Yeah. Well, I could have picked a better game. It was ESPN Sunday Night Game of the Week too, and you know, the kid. I never forgot the kid's name, so it's just something that stuck with me forever. Sebastian Napier was the kid's name.
Wow.
You never forgot it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.